San Francisco has a plan on how to fill those vacant apartments.
San Francisco every week I feel like is coming out with new things to try to tax you with.
So the story we're talking about today is a empty homes tax or empty apartment tax that so this has actually come from the voters of San Francisco.
Oh, I didn't know this actually.
Yeah, so you would think like, oh, it's just lawmakers. Da, da, da. I mean, obviously they would propose it, but it was voted into law by the San Francisco voters.
Oh,
and,
okay.
it was, I guess it was kind of close. 54.5% of voters in 2022 voted to approve this deal. Proposition M, empty homes tax, was approved. And this is a tax that would go and try to incentivize these landlords and other places to fill vacant spots, like vacant rooms that haven't been filled.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's interesting because, San Francisco is such a small city in comparison to other cities around the area.
Yeah.
It's such a small city that it wouldn't make sense to not have these filled. So, like, to have these apartments or condos and anything filled with people.
Yeah, so this kind of reminds me of the New York ban on Airbnbs, where they thought that they introduced policy to incentivize or to dissuade people from doing short-term rentals and incentivize them to actually rent out the building to try to drive the rent lower, because in these large metropolitan areas, the rent is historically just out of control and typically out of reach. So if there's more rooms available versus these landlords being unwilling to fill them up, then, the rentals stay high.
Yeah, the rentals stay high and the thing is, like, especially with like New York, those people were able to keep it's such a low price that they've generally had for those places that it doesn't, like, any like yearly tax isn't that much for a place like New York. So
the amount of money is actually surprising for how much they're going to charge these renters or these apartment owners, because they are going to be charging at the first part $2,500 and or $5,000 per vacant unit.
Okay, that's interesting. That's a lot, actually,
for the first year. So each unit, I guess, it's probably based on like square footage or how big this apartment is,
Yeah.
And so each fine is between those numbers. But this tax rises by the third year, $20,000 per vacant unit. And this is kind of an insane thing, but people are fighting back. The land or the apartment owners and other things are fighting back. And we'll continue the story after you guys consider hitting that subscribe button and hitting that like button. We come out with interesting videos such as this one on also interesting topics like this daily. So we'd appreciate you joining in on this journey. And so the issue now is that these homeowners are now suing or counter suing or like bringing it to court, basically saying that this is constitutionally wrong.
You know why? I have a couple of comments to say about this. If you stay this long, just know that we're going to go on a little bit of a ride here. So the thing is, a majority of homes that are in San Francisco are owned by a very small minority of people. I believe it's like, it's a small figure. I think it's like less than 500 people own like 40% of like San Francisco. Yeah, they own a large amount of places. So I think that this is overall like a good thing.
Like targeting specific people.
Yeah, I think one person, I remember seeing this. I think one person owns like 76 different apartments in San Francisco.
Interesting.
Yeah, so and imagine this, being able to, that guy will get charged $2,000 to $5,000, and like between, depending on site footage, depending on different
it can
things.
add up.
Yeah, and then $25,000 Is it 25,000?
20.
20,000 on the third year for every unit. No wonder he's trying to fight that.
Yeah, this could be seen as a direct like attack or like direct move against these people.
Against the free market.
It is a free. So their thing is that they believe that it is their right as owners of this property to keep them vacant.
Mm-hmm.
So if they I mean, that is true though. Like if you think about it, like in one aspect, like the fact that they can kind of dictate how the market goes in terms of how much they can charge based on like if they all own the chips, they're the ones like selling them out. Like they can choose the price.
Yeah, but they
dictate the market.
This is gonna incentivize those few people to lower the prices if they can't fill it, because that's a lot of money. You are not making $20,000 a year off of one family, or you potentially can, but if you have multiple units, it's gonna be like
it's gonna cut into your profits.
Yeah, it's gonna cut into your profits, and maybe they end up selling. So depending on what it is, I think this is I think it is a huge win for just being able to get affordable housing in general. Like if they sell.
I mean, the thing is that the issue starts where this hasn't started yet. So the thing is that this is gonna start in April of 2025.
No, that's close enough.
Close enough.
That's close enough. That's like in a year.
But this is going to be interesting because the San Francisco city attorney is going to have to fight the landowners and the people to be able to enforce this, because they argued originally that they were going to be able to start charging these people money. So they said that the precedent is that you pay first, litigate later, but the Superior Court Judge Charles Haynes has denied this and said that they have to go through with the court or the legal proceedings.
Yeah, they have to. They can do whatever they want.
It's true.
It's going to be interesting how they're going to keep track of like all these people in empty homes. I guess there is like a way, if you file your taxes, it's like saying where you live, or other things like that. Or do you imagine they're going to put a mannequin inside the building and just take photos? Hey, someone was living here. Yeah.
So the thing is that they said that they estimate 40,000 units were sitting empty in SF.
That's a lot.
And yeah, so this is going to be kind of wild because apparently it's going to be causing like $9 million the first year. If they're able to enforce it, it's going to cost $9 million to all those homeowners, like all 500 or whatever that have had these vacant homes, and then $15 million by 2026.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. So this is going to be very interesting to see going forward. And I do wonder if it's going to go through, because I do sympathize, or like I do see the issue where like the government getting really kind of
it's a little much into
like the because like it's your building, like you own it, and it's like you should be able to dictate who or who does not live there. But there's also like this idea that, or this actually like truth that the rent is high because it's like there's a lot of these things off the market, et cetera, et cetera. So it's a weird balancing act, and I don't know how exactly it's going to get resolved, because it'd be interesting, because the voters in SF, not unanimously, but I mean, they did say that they wanted this.
And it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see what happens next year when this all passes. And I do wonder, it's like, maybe, I don't know. I wonder what's going to be happening in the future, especially for SF. It's like, hopefully the rent goes down is the main thing.
Yeah, I do wonder if other cities are going to go follow suit, or if other things are going to happen like that. But yeah, let us know in the comments down below. What are your thoughts? Do you think that it'd be better if they introduce these laws to other places in the U.S. where it's basically a fine for keeping your apartment empty? Or do you side with the apartment owner and we'll just accept that rent will be high because the demand or the supply is low?
Yes, let us know in the comments down below.